There she is. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. You're looking gorgeous as ever.
Thank you. I tried to come prepared.
Thank you. I am no makeup today because honestly, by the evening time, I'm just kind of like, so I'm gonna play around here so I can look at least halfway as decent.
It's completely fine.
Okay, I'm
As long
okay.
as
So
you can hear
I
me
just want to
better.
confirm with you. Yeah, I can hear you fine, perfectly. Can
Perfect.
you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Perfect. So I just wanted to hi everyone. Everyone's checking in. How do you prefer to be addressed? Jules on the Run or Diamond?
Diamond is fine.
Okay. Okay, well, Kate, nice to meet you, Diamond.
Nice to
And
meet you too.
I am so excited for this
Me
conversation.
too. Me
As
too.
as you know, downtown, don't waste no time with negativity. It's a safe space. We're all about positivity, lifting up humanity. And one night I was, as everyone is, quarantined inside. And DJ Khaled is one of those lives that I watch for because he just gives always great vibes and great energy, right?
Yeah.
And I see he's doing fan love and he calls in this young lady, and I'm just going to be honest with you. It was great, everything, DJ Khaled, and I want to talk about it. But the part that resonated the most with me and why I really want to speak with you today is your passion behind what you were explaining. You weren't even letting the fact, yes, you were excited, but you weren't even letting the fact that DJ Khaled, you're like, no, these kids in Africa, they need to get fed. So, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, that was your energy, and I fucking loved it. So, where do you do we start there, or do we start with just what made you decide to want to help people somewhere in the world that you don't live?
Well, okay.
Kids.
So originally, I mean, our ancestors come from Africa, so I've always had like a close connection with the continent of Africa. And when I started kind of getting into traveling, I noticed that out of everywhere else in the world, there was always a bad image portrayed in Africa compared to everywhere else. Like when you go online, when you watch the TV, there's just always this like negative persona. And I'm the type of person that I get curious, and you say things, but I want to see it for myself. And I felt like when I went there, first I started off in South Africa. When I went to South Africa, I noticed that pretty much everything that was online was just, I don't want to say it was a lie, but it wasn't the whole picture. And I got to see a completely different side, and I wanted to bring that to the world. Even just an example, like when I said I was going, so many people were like, oh my God, are you going to be safe? Do you need these vaccines? Are you going to, are you going to have Wi-Fi? Like, like all of these crazy questions. And I'm
but
like,
they don't know what to expect.
They have no idea
what we've seen on TV.
Exactly. So I kind of want to be another outlet, a positive media to portray Africa, which is why I say I want to change the narrative of Africa. So that way, more Black Americans, the point is to inspire Black Americans to want to go, to be curious, to want that to be their vacation spot. Because just an example, when you think about Paris, right? You think about the Eiffel Tower, and you're like excited. You're like, oh my God.
All these beautiful things.
Exactly. And I've been to Paris before, but you're like, oh my God, Paris, and it's just such an amazing place. I want people to feel the same vibe for different places in Africa, because you get beaches there, you get everything that you get everywhere else, but that's not the image out there. So I want to go in there, get that image out there, so that someone's like, you know what, that's going to be my next vacation spot. That's where I want to go. That's the image that I want to put out there. While doing that, of course, in many places in Africa, there are poverty, just like it is here in America. There are a lot of struggles. There are a lot of government. There's a lot of corruption. There's a lot of things that happen everywhere else in the world. But if we were to pinpoint all the negativity in America, then America wouldn't be the country. Nobody would want to come to America. So I just kind of want to be that outlet to to change how Africa is
I love
viewed.
it. So let's scale it back a bit, because
Yeah.
your story is just so interesting.
Mhm.
And I love to just meet women of color that are just doing positive things to even show the younger generations behind us that, like, it's possible. You don't have to fit into a certain stereotype. It's not like before, when we were in school and we had to pick a certain career to, like, be successful. Now you have roles like influencers and,
Mhm.
just so many different avenues you can get into. But what made you decide? Everyone, well, I won't say everyone loves to travel, but everyone I know loves to travel, right? So what made you decide to even start traveling and getting into YouTube, and before even starting
Mhm.
this journey?
So I've been traveling way longer than I've been on YouTube. I've actually only been on YouTube for about 5 months now.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm a new YouTuber,
you are
but
so amazing at it. Like, really, I
thank
would not
you.
know.
Yeah, I'm actually really new at YouTube. I had been traveling long before then. I actually started off back in 2014 at a
Yeah.
and that and actually the first place that I've ever traveled to, the first time I ever left the United States was South Africa. So I was a little
Was
biased,
that your choice?
that was my choice. That
Okay.
was my choice. So I was a little biased with, it's not like most people, they go to like, they go to like the Bahamas or something. I went all the way to South Africa and I fell in love and I haven't stopped going since then. So I kind of got into YouTube honestly because of a lot of friends and family. A lot of friends and family was like, oh my God, like you should record your journeys. And people would ask me
Yeah.
questions. People would be like, well, how do you do this visa? And what are the recommendations that you have here and there? And I was like, you know what? I should just like create a YouTube so that way I don't just help my friends and family. I actually like,
Mhm.
put the information out there. Maybe someone can actually,
Mhm.
make use of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So that's
love
how I got on
that. And
YouTube.
I love that they convinced you to do that, because then we wouldn't be able to see Zimbabwe and all the beautiful work that can be done out there.
Yeah,
Right? So
exactly.
speak about that spark inside yourself. Like, not everyone gets up and say, you know what? This is a nice place. Let me find a way to give back.
Yeah, so actually, it actually didn't happen like that. But what happened was I went to Zimbabwe, and I wanted to see how the education system worked. I went to the school, and when I went into the school, I noticed a young lady, she didn't have the school fees, and they turned her away. They said, you can't come because you don't have the school fees. And it just triggered something inside of me. Like I was like, I can't believe that they're just going to turn the girl away. She wants to learn. Everyone deserves to have a right to education. Like how can they just turn her away like that? I
Right?
also understood, the school and I understand the
Yeah.
whole system, but so
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? No, she's coming to class today. So I I paid her school fee, but at that moment I had no idea how much it cost. And
Yeah.
then when I found out, it was at the time it was $3 every 3 months. And they were
Three
raising.
US dollars.
Yes. And
And
then
they
they,
turned her away from school for three.
well, over there, that's a lot of money. Over there, that's a lot of money. So for her,
Yeah.
her family couldn't afford that.
Yeah.
So, and then they were raising it to $6. So if people couldn't afford $3,
Imagine.
$6,
Yeah.
they're not going to be able to,
Yeah.
a lot of kids are not going to be able to go to school.
Yeah.
So when I found out the price,
Oh
I
my
was like, what? I was like,
Jesus.
I said to the principal, I said, give me a list of all the best students that you have who cannot afford it, and I'm going to go inside their villages and I'm going to bring them back in school. So
Oh,
it wasn't something that was planned. It was just something that happened. I
you
seen it
followed
in
your
front of
heart.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like God wanted me to see that so that way I can be like, you know what? No, this is wrong. Like, if I can do something, I'm gonna do something for this young woman. But you know what? I know I can afford $6 every 3 months, so let's just throw some
Definitely.
more kids up in there. So that's
Definitely.
what I did. Then I started going into the villages and I started telling the families, and you'll watch it on my YouTube, like families are getting so emotional, and
I
then
cried.
Yeah.
I'm
And then
I'm a big suck, but
me
at
too.
the same time, this was reality. This wasn't like me watching The Notebook or something.
Yeah.
You know, this was
Yeah.
real life. And for us, well, I'm not sure for you, but for me, growing up here, like in Canada, you never have to pay for school until you go to post-secondary school. So it's
Yeah.
like, what do you mean you can't go to school?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. And most people, it's so funny here because most people here take education for granted and they don't like we get education. Everybody goes to elementary school, everybody goes to junior high school, everybody goes to high school. That's given to people. And so for a 7-year-old not to be able to go to school because their family can't afford it, I thought it was so wrong. So and then on top of that, it was uniforms. They didn't have uniforms, they didn't have books. You know how in the US we usually have like school buses that go back and forth. They
No
walk to
transportation.
school. So they could be walking like 2 miles to school without any shoes.
By the
So
time you get home, you're so hungry and tired and
exactly. And a lot of them go throughout the whole day because when I went there, I bought snacks because I bribe a little bit. So I bought snacks, and some of them told me like this was like their first meal of the day, and it was like a candy. So it's real, it's very real. And they walk, most of them walk like 2 miles to school every day with no shoes. So I went I was like, you don't have a uniform, you don't have school. All right, we're going to the store. I went to the store.
yeah.
I bought a whole bunch of books. I started giving everybody books. I went and I got people uniforms, getting you some shoes. I was like, you know what? This is what we're gonna do. And originally I just posted it on Instagram, not thinking anything of it. The first time that I did it, I didn't record it, which is why it wasn't on YouTube because at the
Mm-hmm.
moment when it happened, when the young girl couldn't go to school, I wasn't like, get the cameras, get the
Thinking
cameras.
about, yeah,
Yeah, I wasn't
yeah,
like, get the cameras. Like, I was like, no,
it was,
no, 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 no. But
yeah.
then I posted it on social media, I posted it on Instagram, and my friends and family was like, oh my God, how can we help? How can we help? And I was like, well, I'm still in Zimbabwe. Send me blase blase, and then we'll help, we'll get some more kids in school. So they did. And then that's when I started recording me going to the villages and telling their families and getting them uniforms and getting them shoes and getting them books and things like that. And then out of nowhere, this just like blew up. I had no idea. I had no idea that it was
Honestly,
gonna be like that.
I've been reading a couple books and like I just find anything that's connected to just genuinely doing something for
Yeah.
to better like humanity and people, and like you were just so selfless, like you were just in the moment, like this is crazy, all right, take this, give me a list, like you know what I mean, things like that. Okay, so things like that, you just really, we need people like you in the world. Like
Oh.
I would not have known of what was going on in Zimbabwe. As crazy or corny that may seem to people, I'm not looking
Yeah.
for that,
Yeah, of course.
right? But I saw a beautiful black woman on social media talking to DJ Khaled, and she had such passion. I'm like, okay, well, let me check her out. What is she talking about? So definitely downtown. We are making a donation today, so that
Oh.
should be reaching you today, or if it hasn't already, and our team will definitely get that over to you because children are the future, and especially now, when kids can't even finish their school year, they're stuck home, they can't graduate, they can't experience all these things that we have possibly gotten to experience as young people. Heroic, literally.
Yeah.
Like, where does this fearlessness come from you? Like, do you feel like it was like the way you were brought up that helped you to become?
Well, it's kind
Yeah.
of complicated. So, I
You can
I
talk to me, girl.
First of all, I want to say thank you so much for all of your kind words. Like, it really means a lot to me. And I think that, we have to emphasize on, just kind of what it is and that, Black kids don't get the same opportunity as other races. And I think it's important to be able to give them the same opportunity so that way they can have a fair future just like the rest of us. And most of these kids, their future is already planned for them just because of the lack of resources they have. So me being an American and me having these certain resources or the voice of something like that, I want to be able to give them the fair opportunities so they can become doctors and lawyers and whatever it is that they want to be, and not have a future chosen for them because they didn't have a right to a basic education. Now, with that said, I'm gonna
With
answer.
that,
I'm gonna answer your question. Well, I don't really know. Like, so my background, I did grow up in New York in the foster care system, and unfortunately, I've had a pretty rough road, and I've always said that I didn't
you're
want
so
it to.
light. Wow.
I've always said that I didn't want it to determine who I am and make me bitter or just turn who I was. And I wanted to always spread positivity. And especially, I was a kid who didn't have anything. And I've always wanted someone to do what I do for me. So if I can be that person to do it for somebody else, to give them a future, to feel like someone cares about them, then I want to be able to do that.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
I love that. I see if let me know if this question is okay with you, but I
Yeah.
see a couple of people asking about the option of traveling with you. I guess
Mhm.
when this quarantine lift is over, is that something that you incorporate into this experience as well? If they want to like travel with you to where these donations happen,
Mhm.
or are these people just being weird and they're trying
So,
to?
so I'm very open to it. I'm actually planning a trip to Zimbabwe with two of my sponsors. They sponsor two children and they want to meet the families so after you sponsor a child,
Yeah.
what I do is I give you the name, the date of birth, I give you all the information, the village, all that stuff. So these two young ladies want to meet the family and want to, meet their student and things like that. So, obviously with coronavirus, we kind of don't know when that's happening,
Yeah.
but we are planning of that in the mix. So if you sponsor a kid and you want to meet the family or you want to just be there to help me find village, because trust me, it's not easy. Sometimes like you walk a long way. I remember when I walked from the school to one child, I was like, they do this every day?
Right?
But
No,
so
girl. Get
so
me an Uber.
right now. So
Yeah.
I would love for people, if people want to travel with me and people want to go out to different places, then
Yeah.
I would love it. Right now I'm starting off in I'm doing most of the things in Zimbabwe, but I would like to, there's other places in Africa where kids are not going to school. I would like to be able to venture off to those other places. I'm also
So are
working
you?
on
Yeah. I
I'm
think you were
all
just about to answer that. So yeah.
yeah, I'm also working on a couple different other projects as well. My next move is I'm hoping whenever the borders open up to go to Ghana, and I would like to help with the aftermath of everything because a lot of people are really suffering and not being able to eat. And I'm also working with a doctor to be able to help with the malaria crisis and giving out nets to schools. So I have a lot of things like in the mix that I feel like people would really be able to relate to and have a heart to and stay tuned on my YouTube and things like that.
And you've gained a forever fan as long as this is a family because I just get such positive energy from you. Like,
Aw.
like even like if you told me I'm selling lemonade in New York or something, like I'd be like, all right, girl, how much you need? How many lemons you need? Like you just bring that positivity, like, and that's a great feeling to have. It's great to know that there's still warm people out in the
Aw.
world and not everyone is just so cold. Right now in the world, I feel like we need healing, we need warmth, we need
Yeah.
compassion, we need empathy.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
can't force those things.
Yeah. And it's not honestly like it's not just me. Like hopefully I inspire other people to do something kind for somebody else. Like you don't need me to be kind to other people. You can be kind to somebody else as well. Because the more positive that we are amongst each other and the more that we realize that all of us is just a human race and we can all help each other, you know, the world can be a better place.
Yes, it can.
It can
It
definitely be a
can. And
better place.
have you ever? I may be showing my age because you look young, very
I'm
young.
25.
Stop this. Okay,
Yes.
but I wouldn't have guessed it. I wouldn't have guessed it. Have you ever heard of the movie Pay It Forward?
Oh my God, I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
You need to watch that movie. I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
watch it
how
now.
your Jewel's on the run and you haven't watched that movie, but tonight you need to watch that movie. It is like so. Every time I cry watching that movie, and it's like pretty much along the cusp of the energy you're bringing to the world.
I'm gonna watch
So
it.
the conversation everyone's kind of been like waiting for, and we touched on it earlier. You know, you see the request come in. It's DJ Khaled's live. What the fuck do you do? How was that for you?
That was insane. That I was so nervous. I was like shaking. I was like,
You were.
oh
You
my God, I was all
were.
over the place. Like I was like, I couldn't keep still. Somebody in my friends and family was like, "You made me dizzy. Just sit still."
I was at home on my couch, like, oh my God, this girl didn't know it was cat. Like, I was excited.
I didn't know what to do. It was so real. But I know that I had a couple minutes to be that voice, and
You
I
were.
wanted to. I wanted to spread that message, and I had no idea that he would respond the way he responded. I had no idea that he would be interested. I had no idea that he would reach out to me. Like I had no idea of any of this stuff, but I knew that someone was listening, and as long as someone was listening, they could at least get a piece of the message that I wanted to deliver, and that's all that was important to me, even if I got nothing out of it. So I was, I was preaching for the Zimbabweans. I was here with them. But I was everywhere. Oh my God.
I don't think you were. The only part, it was like when it came to the website, you're like, I got it, but I
I was
know
all
the
over the
adrenaline was
place.
going. It's like, what do you do? But you were prepared, you were on it. And I'm hoping that, all worked out. And I just want even everyone here, like, tuning in and coming in and out, like, even if it's $6 that you can send. That's less than a meal at McDonald's. That's less than
Yeah.
your delivery fee on Uber, or so we can definitely support. And I made sure to put the link below so people can see it and donate. It's very easy. Literally, you click it, you have different avenues, because as I said, downtown world, don't waste no time with negativity. We want to make sure we support a cause like this. And this is actually the first time we've ever held something where we've kind of said donations are being accepted and please send them over. Instagram had the function, and then now I've seen that they have taken it away, because initially that's what I was going to do, because this is something so important. Like, imagine if this is someone you knew, like your little cousin or your nephew or something, and they literally can't go to school and sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars with their friend at recess for $6. How often would they need that $6? Like, is
Every
it
three
a month?
months is per quarter.
3 months, literally,
Hmm.
like literally. So
That's what I said. Like I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? I said to the principal, give me a list and let's go get these kids back in school.
wasn't
No
that?
hesitation.
Yeah, was it that? If you don't mind me speaking on this, please let me know if you're uncomfortable. But is this compassion come from you growing up in or being a part of the foster care system?
100%. Of course. Yeah, because a lot of these kids don't have an advocate, and I didn't have an advocate. So I've always wanted to be an advocate for someone else who doesn't have a voice. And 100%, 100%, definitely. Yeah.
If you don't mind sharing, what is like a thing at the top of your list, if you could say that is something that definitely helped you out and helped you make it out, what would you say that, like, one of those top things were?
I would say my brother. My brother is the one who definitely helped me out. He inspired me to go to college. He inspired because he did it. So I felt like, you know what, like it's something that I can do too because we had the same background. So definitely watching him make something of himself definitely inspired me that wow, like I don't have to be a statistic and end up like every other foster child in New York. I can do something differently. And
Did you?
college is the one who exposed me to traveling. So
Same for my, well, partially saying for myself, but most of my ideas of wanting to go outside of like where my family was from, definitely college had influenced that for me.
Yeah.
We do have a staple question here at downtown that we love to ask.
Okay.
So, what is a recent situation where you felt like it was a negative situation or something that was definitely like just not it, and you found a way to just remain positive, or you chose a way not to waste any time with negativity?
My breakup.
Ooh, girl, girl, I can, girl, let's, girl. I can't even speak. Can you see this? You're speaking to souls right now.
My breakup, 100%. 100%.
Those are positive things that can happen after a breakup.
Yeah, definitely. Like, don't even give it your time. Don't give it the negativity. Just blow up.
So, but not for everyone is like that. So, if you don't mind digging a little deeper, right? What was so negative that you felt like, you know what, I'm gonna go this way? Or like, what is something that you felt like it was just, I know that I can act this way to the situation, but instead I'm just going to do this instead and leave?
Well, I think there's a lot of pressure when it comes to relationships. And, I was engaged in the world and everyone knew that I was engaged and I had this beautiful ring. And there's a lot of pressure when you are engaged to get married. And I knew that it wasn't for me. I knew that I couldn't be the best version of myself with him. And it was a tough decision to be able to make in front of family members and his family and my family and all that stuff. But I don't regret it. It was the best decision I've ever made. And if you're not happy and you're not your true authentic self, then you should get out of it. And that was my push behind my decision. And I'm happy. Since then, I've just been leveling up.
Let's talk about the glow up, okay? So after DJ Khaled, your ex went on to social media and saw you speaking to LL Cool J.
Yes.
I feel like I'm talking to my girlfriend because literally, like,
I am your girlfriend.
Literally, like, girl, yes, yes,
yes,
yes. Talk about it.
Yes, yes.
I always love to say, like, when God has something for you, like, no matter what people do to try and knock it, whether they're doing it on purpose or not, they can't stop it.
Amen. I 100%
Jules
agree.
is on the run.
On the run.
Literally cannot stop her. Like, girl, I'm so excited to just see everything just unfold. Like, I'm really rooting for you. I'm really rooting for you.
I really appreciate that. I really do.
Doing it and doing it well. Like,
yes.
Like you just, it was like a lottery pick. Did you play the lottery this week?
No, I should have.
You really
definitely should have. I should have. Maybe I would have won something. I should have.
You should. Your numbers are hitting right now. Like, what was that like, being able to just even share that with him and let him know this is what's going on in the world? And he seemed into it. Like, he was passionate. He was speaking on, similar places going up. So, like, what was that like for you?
With LL Cool J?
Yes.
It was great, honestly. Like, these platforms and these celebrities is exactly what we need. We need people in power to, I feel like sometimes people in power don't really realize what's happening on the down ground. And these people are being able to expose that truth and for them to even listen to it is very powerful for me. Even if they don't do anything with it, just that they are now aware. So people can't say I am not aware of what's happening because I just exposed that truth to you. And what you decide to do with that truth is your decision. But at least I've exposed it to you. You are aware, you know what's happening, and you do what you want with it. So it was a privilege. It was a privilege, and I'm really excited and really happy that I'm able to use these platforms to expose that truth, to be able to let people know exactly, what is going on, and hopefully they decide to, go above me and do something. Because what's important is that kids are back in school. What's important is that people are starting to see that there's different aspects of Africa, and how beautiful it is, and they want to vacation there, and they want to feed people, and they want to help with the malaria calls, and they want to, that's what's important, is the information, is the education behind it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So when it comes to just moving forward and what you have envisioned for, first we can do it, Jules on the Run.
Yes.
What is your vision moving forward for yourself? And
So my vision is to continue to be a YouTube influencer. I want people to subscribe to my channel, view my work and things like that. And I would like to move to Africa. I would like to backpack Africa and see which country I would like to move to. Hopefully marry an African.
okay, okay, okay.
Gonna have
Okay.
and start a life there and be able to contribute as much as I can, of course. And while of course I am a traveler, so I do travel around to different places, not just Africa. So I would like to go to Asia and Europe and all of these places, and but my main focus is Africa, since it's portrayed in such a negative light. I want to turn that image around.
I
Yeah.
agree. And I remember, I believe it was last year, they had, was it the return
The
home?
year of return.
Year of return. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you a part of that in any way, or were you able to participate? And I was like, 2020 this year, and Africa isn't missing me. Girl, didn't we all have plans for 2020?
Yes, I had a whole, if you look at my YouTube, I had a whole thing for 2020, but 2020 is not over. I know for a fact that things are going to turn around, and regardless, even if we are staying home, it's a blessing to be healthy, alive, and living. But yeah, the year of return, I did not participate in the year of return. That was in West Africa. I was in Southern Africa.
Okay.
But I was going this year. This year was the year I was supposed to go. And and it hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet, but the year is not over.
It's not over.
It's not
So,
over.
out of all the countries you visited, I don't know if you know, but I had a chance before to speak with, earlier this year, to speak with the first Black woman to travel to every single country in the world.
Yeah.
And she's amazing.
She is. She's amazing.
And I was scared shitless, probably how you felt speaking to DJ Khaled, because I was like, what do you ask the woman that has been to every
country?
What do you discuss? I don't want to seem like an idiot. Like, she knows so much, but I'm so humbled by her giving me that privilege. And now it's just in tune. I get to speak to Jules, and she's out in Zimbabwe. And like, you really do need to connect with her, actually, because
I follow her.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I
Okay,
do follow her.
Perfect. She is so sweet. So definitely, I'd love to see you guys collaborate. That's what I was gonna say, on something.
That would be amazing.
But yeah, so out of all the countries that you have visited, what are your top three?
Ooh,
and why?
Top three. Number one is Zimbabwe. I'm biased. My number one is Zimbabwe. Ooh, top three. I was hoping you said one.
Like, spice it up a little bit.
Yeah. The second.
It doesn't mean that you love any other country less, right?
Very true. The second would be South Africa. South Africa was actually my number one until I went to Zimbabwe.
Okay.
And then my third one would be Jamaica. Yeah. I love the food. I gained about 50 pounds there. I love the island. I love the culture, oh my God. I just get in the vibe when I think about Jamaica. So that
I love
would be my top three. Because you can feel the spirit.
I can. That's actually my family background. So
Wow, look at that.
see, we got the flags going already.
Yeah.
So
Yes. There's, oh man, I
it is
had a
a great vibe
blast in
though. No matter
Jamaica.
where else I travel, like I can agree with you. So, and especially
Yeah.
you've definitely been to way more places than I have.
Yeah.
So if it's still at the top of your list, like it
There's
goes.
no place like Jamaica. Oh my God, everything about Jamaica is amazing.
Do you possibly see yourself ever trying to possibly branch out and do work over there or
Why
any other
not?
parts of the world?
Why not?
Yeah,
Why not? The
awesome.
sky's the limit. Why not?
Yeah.
Like I said, I look at people as the human race. It doesn't matter where you're from. And if I can help a person, that's all that matters to me. So it doesn't matter. Jamaica, Nigeria,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter where it's from. As long as if you need help and if I can help you, I'm going to be able to do that. Doesn't matter where you're from. But yeah, I would love to. Why not? Go to
So are
Jamaica.
you planning are you planning on I know I don't want to get into your content too much in terms of like breaking news, but is there any other aspects you're planning to share on your YouTube channel or like what can we look forward to?
So there is a major announcement coming soon.
I
That you
felt
should look
it. I
for.
felt it. I was like, no,
You did. You're trying to
tell
get it
me
out of me.
something.
You're trying to get it out of me. But there is major like a major content coming soon and a big announcement that I think a lot of people are going to be happy about. But you will have to stay tuned on my YouTube for that one.
Oh, I'm subscribed, so I am ready. I am watching. I am tuned in. Now, on my personal account,
Mhm.
another live that I've been hosting with one of my beautiful friends, Alexis, is a game night.
Okay.
A bit more mature audience, but you're 25, so we're all good. Uh, but it was just a way to organically raise spirits and just with my friends, we would have game nights anyways. And now we can't see each other. So I'm like, you know what? Why not do it online and see what we can come
Yeah.
up with? So if you're open to it, am I allowed to ask you some questions from that game night? This is a
Okay.
little bit of fun. I won't
Okay.
I won't put you in what is the word I'm looking for? In harm's way.
All right, let's do it. I'm
You're
ready.
safe. But I am gonna start off really, really I don't know if I should do this to you.
What's the rules of the game? I'm just answering the questions.
Yeah, so
Okay.
the game is Would You Rather. My apologies.
What? Okay. Would you rather? Okay.
Would
Ooh.
you rather?
Okay. All right.
But I feel like, you know what? I'm going to ask you because I ask everyone and no one's off limits. All right,
Okay.
here we
I'm
go.
ready.
Here we
All
go.
right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. As ready as I'm gonna get.
Okay, so,
All right.
and if you're mad at me, just tell me and we can eliminate the question. But I don't think
All
you'll
right.
be.
I'll say
Okay,
pass.
all right, we good with that. All right,
All right.
so would you rather cut off both of your thumbs or a baby's foot?
Both of my thumbs. Without a question. Without a doubt. Yeah.
Why?
Okay.
I have to ask
I'm
everyone.
I'm I'm not gonna cut off a child's foot. It's just not
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm a mother. It's just not gonna happen.
You
It's just no
are.
way. I am. I have a
Yeah.
baby. One.
It's so adorable. I was like, I wasn't sure. But I was like,
Yeah.
whoever that kid is that keeps popping up is completely the cutest like bundle of sweets ever. Oh my gosh. What
Yeah.
is what is motherhood like for you? Because I seen that maternal instinct come in right away. Like, nope, take my thumbs. Take my thumbs.
Take them. It's fun. I mean, I feel like we all have it in us, that nurturing aspect of us. But she's my world, and I finally have my mother-daughter love. So she's everything to me, and I want to show her and teach her how to be kind and be able. She travels also. Most of the time, she's with me, and to
What is
expose
that?
her to different aspects of the world.
What is that like for you? Being able to like you not really having that growing up, and now you get to share that with the next generation of your family,
Yeah,
your child.
yeah.
Like,
It's like a
what is that like for you?
it's like a burst of love. It's like a burst of love. Like I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm gonna try, for what I have to be the best mom I can. And there's no such thing as a bad mom. If you're present, you're a good mom. So yeah, I love that.
I love it. Are you ready for the next one?
I am. Let's go.
You bring the sillies out of me. Okay.
Oh, I'm glad.
Okay. Let's do this one.
Okay.
So, would you rather drink or no? I won't do that one. That's kind of well, it's nasty, but I don't know
Go
how
ahead.
you
Give it.
feel.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Would you rather drink a pint of boogers
Hmm.
or eat a family-sized chip bag of toenails?
Oh my God. Um, Maybe the toenails, just season it, fry it up.
Ooh. Come off like caramelized
Yeah.
onions.
Yeah. Put some veggies on it. Try to make it, maybe like a chip or something.
Zhuzh it up,
Yes, I think I would rather do that.
I love your creativity. That was the first time I got that one. I heard people say they would just, because I'm thinking toenails, that's gonna like cut up my throat
Yeah.
to swallow it. I don't know. My brain goes deep. Let's do another one. Okay. Would you rather be well, no, you have a child, so that one. Okay. Ooh, I like this one. Would you rather have edible spaghetti hair that regrows every night,
Okay.
or sweat maple syrup? And the maple syrup isn't sweet.
Ooh. Um, that's a hard one. Ugh. I don't know. I'm gonna say the maple syrup. I'm
Mm.
gonna say the maple syrup. Maybe I can throw some honey in there, and sweat sometimes is salty, so I would
You
go
like the
there.
salty sweet combination?
Yeah, I guess yeah, that would be my choice. That would be my choice. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I think I do spaghetti hair. Like I've had people in the past be like, I love pasta. Pasta is life. Make my hair spaghetti. I'll eat that every day.
No. Yes,
But
both are horrible. Yes. Both options are horrible.
I wouldn't do maple syrup though because it's so. Have you ever gotten maple syrup on your table? It is like so
It's
sticky.
sticky. Yeah, it
Like
gets sticky.
imagine having to shower every day and get that thickness of like no, I'm good. Give me spaghetti
Yeah.
hair.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. That is a good point.
So here's another good one, juicy.
Okay. All right.
Would you rather find your true love or a suitcase with $5 million inside?
True love, any day.
Mm.
Yeah, any day. I'm a sucker for love.
Why?
I will find true love because I would assume he's my true love, so he'd be my husband. My husband, if I'm on my deathbed, my husband would be there, not the money.
Mm.
And that's who you can't buy true love. So if that's something that I have and it's authentic and it's real, we can always make money, always. So
From young, my mom is a nurse. Shout out to all of the healthcare workers, frontline
yes,
workers, essential workers. We love you. We value you guys. Thank you so
yes,
much. Okay, and everyone else is choosing true love
true
as well. I
love,
love that you guys are participating. It's
true
awesome.
love.
And being around, because she's been a nurse for over like 25 years. So from young, I've been around seniors. It's not something that's like new or like ill to me. I just love speaking to seniors.
Yeah,
And that is something you find. Like,
yeah.
regardless of whatever's going on, if you have those senior couples where it's though, there's no factor of money in there.
Yeah, no, not at all. It keeps you alive. I mean, one of the things that you find, which I think is just so intriguing for me, is when I go into these villages and there's poverty and stuff like that, they are still so happy. Just
Mm.
just the joy, the love that you feel, and it's because of love. It's because the kids, they love each other. The parents, they love each other. Like, the sisters, they love each other. And that's something that you don't really find in most places. And I think if people value what they love more, then the rest will come with it. Money will come with it. All that stuff will come with it. But uh, true love, any day. Any day, I would choose true love.
So, if it's okay, I have
Hmm.
two more questions. One of
Okay.
the would you rather, and a last one, because I know you're a busy lady. So, I'm really grateful for the time you've given me, and I
Of
don't want to push
course.
it. Um, would you rather a eating one or a thinking one?
Say it one
Oh,
more. Say it one more time.
would you rather an eating type of one or a thinking one?
A thinking one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, okay, got you. You ready?
Hmm.
All right. But I feel like I know the answer to this. Perfect note to end it off on. Would you, or that is similar to the other one, but we'll do this one. Would you rather die in 20 years
And kings and queens.
with no regrets or in 50 years with many regrets?
Oh. Oh.
Right? It's a thinker. Some people,
Um.
they say,
I would say I would rather have 20 good years.
mm,
Yeah, give me a good 20 years because as you die peacefully knowing that you've made a name for yourself, you've done something, you've given back. So I'd rather have no regrets and lived a full life for 20 years because sometimes people, they see 5 years has passed them by because maybe they've done nothing with it, or feel like they just feel like they've have all those regrets, and sometimes that can get to you. So I would rather have a good 20 years knowing that I put everything into anything that I have touched, and die peacefully.
I love that. And I feel like you're doing that right now.
I'm trying.
Right now.
Hopefully I don't die in 20 years.
No, God forbid. I'm knocking on wood. Forbid. And, I just love this space that we're in because look at this room. Everyone's like, no regrets, good memories. It's
Yeah.
just such a positive energy in here.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for playing this game with us. So, my last question for you tonight, Diamond. Oh, you're so amazing. I'm not letting you go. You're not going anywhere.
Thank
You're not going
you.
anywhere. We're gonna smother you with so much love. You
Oh, that
can never have,
really.
you can never have too much love. Um, we Another staple question here, and it's the last one, is you have the four elements: water, fire, air, and earth. Which element do you resonate with the most, and why?
Wow. You had to end at that. Okay.
I
Um,
have you thinking a lot today,
you
Jules,
you you do. You do.
but in a good way, right?
Ooh, tell me one more time.
Would you like me to say mine as well?
No, no, because I don't want to be biased. So
Okay, that is true.
repeat it. Repeat
So
it.
the four elements are earth, water, air, and fire.
I'm stuck between two.
But I feel like you could represent.
Um,
Do you feel like people could ever represent or resonate with more than one?
yeah, I feel like I can.
You could be our first
Um,
dual
I'm
element.
gonna say air.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say air because without air, there's no life. Yeah, yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah. Answer in. Yeah. A lot of people are saying water, but the thing is if there's no air, there's no water. But yeah, that was hard. That was really hard. That was a hard one. What's yours? Now I want to know what yours is.
Mine's was water.
Okay. What's your
My
reasoning?
reasoning for it is because I feel like, especially for someone like me, where I've been through so much in life, and similar to you, you've been through so much in life, and sometimes situations that people didn't expect us to make it out of. That's even how I wrote this blog. Because I had to remind myself on a daily basis, don't waste any time with negativity.
Yeah.
Literally. And I feel like water is one of those things where no matter what surface it's in, no matter where it is, it's going to find any crease, any way it can get in to survive. Water does that.
Yeah, that's a good reason.
And it's calming, it's powerful. It can just go with the flow. Like, there's just so many things why I resonate with water. But air, I love that. That was the first time I've even gotten that element, number one.
Okay.
And number two, I just love your perspective. I love your perspective.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm so grateful to have tuned into DJ Khaled's live that night and stumbled upon you. Out of everyone that I've been seeing, it's not something I do. Yes, I have this media platform. Yes, I have the website, but it's not something I do. Just following people that I see in celebrities' lives. I really resonate with what you do, and I'm rooting for you. And I want you guys to donate and to, help her, fund her. Like, I'm just being real. You don't have to say it, Jules. I'm going to say it for you. The plane tickets are free. Corona ain't free. These kids, $6 every 3 months. Like, you can afford that. I'm pretty sure these earrings were like $15 at Walgreens. So there's 2 months and a little bit. Like, I can be real with myself. Yeah. So I have no excuse why I can't donate to Jules today. You don't have an excuse, and if you do, I am sorry. I'm not trying to be insensitive. Let's just each one teach one, pay it forward. Anything that you would like to ask or say, ending, Jules, Diamond, my apologies. How many times do you get people just interchanging your name?
I get it all the time. So my name is actually Diamond Jules, and Jules is where Jules on the Run came from. And I get it all the time. Some people call me Diamond, some people call me Jules. It really doesn't matter to me. I answer to both. But what I would like to say, no, not at all. What I will say is, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for reaching out to me. This is my first official blog that I've been on. I was really nervous. Yes.
Thank you for agreeing.
Of course. Oh my God. So thank you for reaching out and just, being supportive and just, even listening and being a part of, Jules on the Run. Just it means a lot to me. So thank you for being so positive and continue to be very positive with other people.